Hi guys, I'm back like I promised, and I'm back to talk about the Real Housewives of New York. Ramona, is there so much going on over there right now? I mean, okay, so yesterday Leah went on a podcast and she revealed that Ramona tried to get her fired. You guys remember when she got kind of drunk? I don't remember where they were, Newport, somewhere like that, and she was okay, she it was bad. It was kind of bad. I thought it was funny personally because you guys remember I like drunks. I don't know what it is. I really like them. So I thought it was entertaining. But according to Leah, Ramona tried to get her fired for her drinking too much. Now Leah said on the same podcast that she's not the only one that drinks too much. Do you guys remember a couple years ago when Luann got so drunk she fell in the bushes? I mean, Leah's right. She is not the only one that gets drunk on that show. So what is the big deal with Ramona? What's a big deal when Leah gets drunk? I mean, I feel personally that Ramona's just picking on Leah for whatever reason. Maybe she's bored and doesn't have a storyline. Maybe she's jealous because she's the new girl. It's not a good look. I do not know what's going on. It makes absolutely no sense to me. And you know what happens, you guys. You guys been here before. What do I do when things don't make sense? I reach out to the housewife expert. That's what I'm calling Adam. I had to give Adam a call. Here we go. Hi, Adam. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Okay, so you heard the story, right?
Yeah, this is crazy.
What's wrong with Ramona? Why does she have it out for Leah?
I think Leah's a threat because I think I've said this before on here, she's new blood. So she's definitely a threat because Ramona actually made a phrase called turtle time out of her behavior when she drinks. And she also Pinot Grigio line. So that's the biggest contradiction ever.
I know. She's picking on her. Maybe it's for a storyline. I don't know. But what happened last night on last night's episode?
So Ramona gets so messy. Again, we see that she wants to have a party. She wants to have her own party. Dorinda doesn't understand why Luann and Ramona can't throw a party together, some sort of Halloween party, birthday party. She doesn't understand why they can't throw it together. But Ramona's like, I want to have my own party and do my own thing. Mm-hmm. So, like, that's not already bad enough. She ends up going to Luann's Halloween party and bringing that ex-girlfriend of Luann's ex-husband, Missy.
Whoa!
Yeah, so she shows up. This is as messy as it gets. She shows up with the ex-girlfriend and sits her at the table right across from Luann.
No!
Yeah.
Did she give an explanation?
No, she was just kind of like, we're going to another party. In true Ramona fashion, she was like, we're going to another party. I have another party to get to. She showed up to the party way too early. And then she sat there. And as soon as Sonja arrived, she was she was hilarious because she was a shit show, to say the least. Like,
really?
She was throwing him back, obviously, before she said she was partying with her glam squad. But she shows up and she's like, one eye is like all cockeyed and she's like this. And it was funny.
You said Luann showed up like that?
No, Sonja.
Sonja. Oh, Sonja. I love drunk Sonja. I mean, I know it's bad for them to get drunk, but I love drunk Sonja.
Yeah, why doesn't she petition to get her fired?
I know. I mean, she has it out for Leah. I mean, she got upset when Leah didn't invite Sarah, when she wanted to invite Sarah. They were on some trip. She's just really mean to Leah, and I'm not here for it. What do you think?
It's definitely, she's threatened by it because it doesn't make any sense. And there's other people who get drunk and do silly things. Bethany's been there. Luann, like you said, she fell off of the thing. Sonja's almost hit her head on the table. Ramona defecated herself on the floor.
Do you remember this? At least I don't have a mugshot. I mean, everybody gets drunk on that show.
Yeah.
To go after Leah is unfair. It's unfair.
Yeah.
And Leah also said in the same broadcast that she feels that Ramona thinks she's better than Leah. Do you see that?
I think that's just the common OG mentality. I really feel like that does exist because I think when you come onto the show, I think that the other women have this like, well, you're new. Like you need to kind of put in the work. They've said that before in Beverly Hills. Like, Erica Jane has said that before, where she's like, when you're the new person, you need to really make an effort to get to know everybody. People don't need to make an effort to get to really know you, which I don't think that's the best mentality to have. But yeah, they hold themselves up here, and you have to earn it.
That's horrible. Vicky used to do that. Do you remember that? Vicky Gunvalson, every time a new person came?
Yeah. Do you remember there's that one new housewife, I think her name was Elizabeth or something, and she kept calling her Izzy, Lizzie.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
The pageant housewife, and Vicky had no respect for her because she had a, like the bigger boobs, and she looked different than Vicky, and it was, yeah.
That's crazy. So that was the biggest thing that happened last night?
No, well, and then we get to see the other side of Leah again. She comes in like the true, like, she had an episode titled Hurricane Leah for a reason, and we get to see that side of her again, where she comes into the party. She's obviously, again, 3 sheets to the wind, and she starts attacking the seafood tower that Luann spent a lot of money at this party, obviously. And I think the best part about what we got to see last night from Leah, it was, I guess, seeing her kind of interact more with her ex and her daughter, seeing that kind of normal for her, because we didn't get to see that yet. And as a true housewife, we have to see the different dimensions, not just like you're always tearing things up.
Yeah. Now that guy, her ex, had he been on the show before? Because that's the first time I've seen him. And he totally looked opposite of Leah. He's a little short and he looked older, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I'm sure there's a little bit of an age gap there. I don't know exactly what it is, but yeah, we've seen them on the show before. They live right next to each other. She's been vocal since day one about how they have a great parenting relationship and co-parenting relationship, and yeah, it was interesting to see this side of her where she just nonchalantly goes to Chinatown with her daughter and him, and they just kind of have dinner, talk about her everyday problems, and it's interesting. It's definitely a new day kind of parenting dynamic. Mm-hmm. And I feel like back maybe 15 years ago, people would think that was taboo. I don't know.
Has Leah said anything? Now, remember, that's why you're here. I'm not watching every episode. Did she ever refer to herself as an alcoholic or anything?
So she's never said that she was an alcoholic. She did say that, her personality can go a little far left after having a few drinks, but she never actually says on the show, like, I have a problem. Mm-hmm. I don't think she would ever give that to us, because once you say something like that or make that statement or claim it for yourself, all the other ladies are going to take it and run with it. And they're not going to let that go. But she's apparently 6 months sober now, so.
She stopped again?
She stopped again.
If you think about it, all the women on that show are heavy drinkers. I mean, Luann, she's the queen. I mean, is she back drinking, by the way?
I think she is. We get to see her sip on a vodka soda on the show, and she's like, "Is this a water?" And they're like, "No, it's not a water." And she goes, and then takes a sip anyways, and that's kind of the introduction back. And that's when Dorinda just says, "Okay, we did it. You had a drink. Now, like, the elephant's out of the room. You can go back to normal, and we don't have to judge you all the time for it." But
go back to normal, as in go back to drinking?
I guess. I think that there's I think that socially drinking is a part of that lifestyle there. So I think that she slowly wants to find her way back into it, and I think that she has a lot of judgment on her, because, I mean, when you tell a cop that you're going to kill them when you're getting arrested for being drunk, I think that,
I mean, come on, Adam. Can an alcoholic go back to drinking socially? I know you like her, but I'm just saying that.
I don't know. I have family members who haven't been drinking for over 20 years, and they don't even do mouthwash with alcohol in it, because they seriously, once they get a little bit of taste of it, they just want to kind of dive right in. And I think if you have a problem drinking where you can't have one or two and be done, I don't know if that ever goes away. I think that's just kind of, it's like gambling. It's like any addiction. You just, it's hard to fall out of. If you can fall out of it, kudos to you. But
I mean, I know a lot of alcoholics, okay? I mean, a lot of my friends are alcoholics, and they say one sip could send them on a binge. So I don't know if that's safe, Luann, but you're right. It is in the atmosphere there. Everyone is drinking all the time there. And
how do you not drink in that? I mean, one's hanging off the curtains, One's running around the pool naked. One's playing with a dildo over the kitchen countertop. One's standing on the countertop, and she's just sitting there sober, this is.
Yeah,
I mean, her salary because she's not going to offer anything because sober Luann's going to be boring.
Sober Luann is boring. She really is, but it was getting so bad when you start getting arrested and doing jail time and talking back to cops. And you got to slow it down. Maybe she could. Do they have alcoholic free drinks?
Mocktails, yeah, but that's even more of a tease. That's
yeah,
you can't do that. That just makes it worse, I feel.
I don't know. I'm just going to ask you straight up, and you just tell me what you think. Will Ramona succeed in getting Leah fired?
That's a tough question because Leah's kind of holding her own this season. She's bringing a lot to the table. Another thing that makes a great housewife is when you have problems, being able to recognize those issues and address them. And she's doing a great job of doing that, which will probably bring her longevity within the franchise. Mm-hmm. But OGs do succeed in getting rid of new people because they have that higher salary, they've been around longer, and they can kind of call a few shots with the Bravo executives, even though Andy will say, nobody else besides the producers have a say-so. I don't think that's true because Nene has allegedly gotten people cut out of the show before. Phaedra, they want to bring Phaedra back on Real Housewives of Atlanta, but Kandi refuses to film with her. So until she's off the show, Phaedra can't come back. Yeah. Allegedly in Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, certain people wouldn't film with Brandy. OGs have.
Oh, yeah, that was Lisa. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, you're right. They do have some say. I don't believe Andy when he says that. I mean, for the longest time, Nene just pointed at someone and then they got fired. And so, whatever, Andy. But I would hate to see Leah go. I'll say this, I'll be honest. I didn't miss Tinsley last night. It doesn't mean I don't like her. She's just there. Okay. She's really sweet and everything, but her storyline ran its course. In my opinion, did you miss Tinsley?
I think it's okay. For Tinsley, I think this is not an insult because it's, if you're not as exciting enough to be on a reality TV show anymore, or your life isn't that crazy to offer the viewer something to be excited about, that just means you're probably an everyday person like most of us.
Yeah.
And she also lives on the 92nd floor of a penthouse in Chicago with the Coupon King.
Yeah.
Tinsley's fine. She doesn't need the show. She should just be happy with her exit. She came on. She had fun. She has the best home videos now, and just take that for what it is.
I think if I was on the show, I would intentionally come in trying to be the villain just to stay on. I would cause all kind of havoc and just cussing people out for no earthly good reason. Tinsley didn't do that. So,
See, I feel like I would be the villain too. I totally would. So nice on here, but if you put me on a reality show, I'd be cutting heads left and right. I wouldn't even. I would live for it. I'd be I would wake up every day who am I taking out today?
I mean, if she succeeds, Ramona, in getting Leah fired, well, first of all, isn't it a good thing that Leah's standing up for herself? On that podcast, she was like, she's trying to do this to me. She thinks she's better than me. You got to get your story out there. You just don't take it lying down. So,
she's extremely vocal, and she has been since day one. I mean, she has her clothing line says it all. She if you ever see on her shirts, it says boss, BITCH. I don't know what I can say on here, but she's just very outspoken and she stands her ground. I honestly don't think Ramona would succeed in getting Leah fired. I think she's too much of a personality. And if she is going to try to get her fired, Leah's absolutely not just going to roll over and let it happen.
She's not going to roll over and let it happen. And I think that there's more to this story. I think Ramona's jealous of Leah. There, I said it. She's young. She's vibrant. She's
beautiful.
Caught the heart or the attention of the producers, or she wouldn't be on the show. They got rid of Tinsley. This could be one day the Real Housewives of New York, Leah's show. I mean, I think she has that kind of personality.
I think she has the potential. I think every year after the first season, even Tinsley and Erica and all these other housewives, it seems like the second year they're a little bit more seasoned and find where they can insert their voice more. Leah didn't have that problem this first season, so it's interesting to see her the second season. And even last night when Luann walks up to her at the party, at this voodoo party she's having, Luann walks up to Leah and she goes, Ramona brought Tom's ex, Missy. And she's so just wasted. She's like, shots fired! Like, ready to just take Ramona down. She's like, oh, yes, this is the opportune time. I'm ready to go. So, yeah. And she'll have more control. She's not drinking. So, that's gonna...
She wasn't drinking last night when she was taking apart the...
Well, she was drinking last night, but I'm saying if she comes back for another season and she's not
drinking,
she's going to be that much more in control in season.
Can you remember any new housewife that came onto the scene that was instantly liked like Leah? I'm thinking maybe Erica Jane, but there's not too many. Who can you remember?
I think Garcelle came on this season. I think that, she keeps talking about, and I know you don't like her, you call her Vile Kyle, but she keeps talking about how Kyle has something out for her, and I haven't seen it as a viewer.
Wait, say it again?
Garcelle is saying this season on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills that Kyle seems like she's just not interested in cultivating a relationship with her. Like every time Garcelle tries to have a conversation with Kyle, Kyle's just kind of not there or doesn't give Garcelle the time of day. And Kyle's just every time Garcelle brings up this topic, Kyle's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I've come to your charity event to support you. I show up at everything. And Garcelle's like, yes, you show up, but you're not here.
Let me tell you what I think is going on with Kyle and Garcelle. And we're supposed to be talking about New York, so I'll make it quick.
Okay.
I think that everyone in the world saw the season where they booted LVP and had her opinion already. And so came in and was like, and then it was probably worse when she came in and saw behind the scenes how cliquey that group can get. And that's where I think it started. And then Kyle coming for Denise didn't help matters. That's what I think.
Yeah. No, I mean, you could be onto something. You could be onto something.
I'm onto something. In these shows, they get really cliquey, just like this one with Ramona. Well, is Ramona a part of a clique?
Yeah, they're pretty cliquey because she is when it benefits her, I think, because Ramona clicks up when they're going on a girls' trip. She's always clicking up with Sonja to get the best room. Or when there's, it's when it benefits her. It's one of those, I know that there's different forms of relationships, like one's mutualism, but whatever the one is where like the remora like eats off the shark or whatever and it benefits only off, I don't know. That's what she is. That's what Ramona does.
Here comes a hard question. Do you think that Ramona and Sonja have a true friendship? I really did put you on the spot.
No, I think that there's a true base there. I just think that over time, when you add a reality show and you're trying to, you have to keep on adding storylines and calling people on their crap. I think that obviously affects a relationship because there's times where Ramona has thrown Sonja out there to make Ramona look better, and Sonja's just like, hey, dude, we're roomies. Why are you throwing me under the bus? Mm-hmm. And then there's times where, like this last episode, Sonja's done. She's not putting up with any of Ramona's crap. So we see a scene in this new episode that just premiered. I talk about it in my recap that I just posted, but we see a scene where Elise sits down with Sonja and she's like, I feel like Ramona used me. She used me for a relationship, used me to kind of come on and help her and talk about things and whatever. And now she's throwing me away because she doesn't need me anymore. And
don't say anything. Ramona's totally a user. She's a user. When she needs you, she's really nice to you, bends over backwards. Her and Sonja get drunk together and act like two high school girls. But if she doesn't need you, bye. And I don't even think she's aware that she does this. It's just her personality. I mean,
it's a survival tactic.
It is. I mean, a part of Ramona is cool, like being a self-made woman. She talks about her bad childhood, so that's cool. But the rest of it, you don't know when she's gonna turn on you, like she did Leah. It's I don't know. I can't with Ramona. But maybe that's what keeps her on the show. But I will say this about Ramona. I just found out that Ramona is 63 years old. Doesn't she look amazing?
She does.
She had a facelift or something. She does look good.
That's why she has the Ageless by Ramona skincare.
She has a skincare line?
Mhm.
I gotta get it. I mean, because I did not know she was in her 60s. I was floored. She looks amazing.
Dorinda had the best saying for it. Dorinda said that she approaches, and not like Ramona is anything like a dog or anything, but Dorinda says, I approach Ramona like a dog. Like, I'll pat her on the ass, but I won't touch her on the face. And it's just one of those, like, it's okay. You know?
One more quick question. I missed the episode where Dorinda and her guy, John, broke up. What happened?
So they just kind of said that it was just kind of them growing apart. They never really moved in with each other. And I have my own theory on this. I love Dorinda as a housewife. I think that she's not going anywhere. If she talks a lot about her ex-husband or her husband that unfortunately passed away, Richard, and he was a very well-traveled, well-spoken, educated man who just. I mean, they're two different guys. John Medesio is also educated, but this other guy was worldly and just. I think she misses something about that. If you know, without saying anything bad, he owns his laundromat service, and he's okay with being on the Upper East Side, and he's in his bubble, almost like Tom D'Agostino and that other guy who always shows up on the Real Housewives of New York, Harry, that pops out. Yeah, and they always stick in their bubble on the Upper East Side. And I think, not Ramona, but Dorinda is looking for that guy who will go to London with her again and go travel and live in her manor. And
I'll take it a step further. I'm thinking that it's so sad that Dorinda just never got over Richard. And she always talks about him, and no one's going to fill that spot. And I'm just thinking she's going to compare everyone to him. She wishes for him, and there's times where she just talks about it, and you can tell it's just a void in her life. That happens to people sometimes. Yeah, it's very sad. Have you ever heard of someone losing someone really close to them, and they say you can never? That pain is always there. That's what I think when I look at Dorinda. Do you think so?
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, that was such a huge part of her life and her daughter's life, and they share that bond. And again, going back to recapping last night, we see a moment where Dorinda goes out to eat with her daughter, and her daughter does a checkup on her to see, how mom, how are you doing, and whatever. And Dorinda's like, I'm doing good, and Hannah reassures her, Mom, I think this is the best I've seen you, and I think you're going to make an even better role model now in your single life, because this is the true Dorinda, and we get to watch you kind of navigate life as Dorinda by herself.
Do you know how long her ex was been dead?
Oh no, I don't want to throw a number out there, but no, I'm not sure.
Maybe it's a long process that she's going through. And so, I liked John though, but if she doesn't like him, neither do I. That's how bad I like Dorinda. I love Dorinda. Yeah, she's the best. And she's really rich, but she doesn't act like it. She doesn't act snooty and like she's above others. She's really down to earth. And I love drunk Dorinda. I love it.
Oh, her speeches are the best. Last night she did a speech where she stands up and she clinks her glass and she's like, everyone thinks she's doing a speech. This is Luann's party, has nothing to do with her. Oh, yeah. And she's using the speech as a way to get everyone's attention to just attack Ramona.
Did she?
Yeah, because she came up to ask Ramona, why wouldn't you have a party with Luann? Why do you have to be selfish, blah, blah, blah. And Ramona just kind of brushed her off like, I don't have time for this. You just must be drunk. And Dorinda's like, I'm not drunk. And it obviously festered for a second, and Dorinda let it build. And she's not going to let her get away with it. So then everybody eventually moves to the table to start eating. And Dorinda stands up and clinks the glass, and she's like, excuse me. Like she's going to, and Luann's probably excited, like she's giving Luann a toast. And she's like, I just want to know if one of your girlfriends, if you try to tell them something and they call you drunk, do you think that's right? And everybody's like, no.
Oh, wow. I mean, I saw bits and pieces of it, but that's why I bring you. Are you still loving the show?
I love the show. Yeah. New York and Beverly Hills have always been my favorites, along with Atlanta. Those three, you just can't replace them for me. Yeah.
Beverly Hills, when they return, is going to be insane. This is the whole Brandy and Denise situation that's going to cover the rest of the season. I can't wait.
I'm so curious to see, because when we see Denise say bravo, 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 she breaks the fourth wall and she's like, get the cameras out of here. She's like, if Bravo airs this, then I'm going to be done with them. I'm curious if she will in fact be done, or is this a storyline that we just don't know about and it's behind the scenes and they're just creating more drama for the show?
I think it's both. I think that Lisa Rinna plotted, just stick with me here, to make Denise the victim this season. I think that the Brandy thing, they took it and ran with it. I think at times Denise wanted to quit, but I don't think she's going to quit. I mean, and then also Brandy, it could be what Denise is saying could be true. It could be a lie that they made up, because Brandy gave two different stories. She said that they had a long affair that lasted a couple months, and then she said it was a one-night stand. She came back later and said it was a one-night stand. So
that just hurts your credibility. Like, then at what point? Then at that point, then I don't even believe anything that you're saying, and I just want to hear from the other side. And you're supposed to wait. There's one side, the other side, and then there's the truth. But when one side is so inconsistent, it's like,
yeah, I mean, they could, and like the picture we were talking about the other day, that could be Denise, it could not. So I need more evidence from Brandy before I believe a word she says. That's just me.
Yeah, well, I hope to see Denise come back, because I think she now has a bigger storyline more than ever, and she's doing good with like snapping back now, and she's really not taking anybody's crap. So we need somebody who's not just so like, Teddy's very docile. She's really relaxed. Dorit will try to kind of attack you. Everyone's afraid to attack Erica, so that's not even a thing.
Yeah.
Nobody really fights with Kyle. Fighting with Kyle is like fighting with a Yorkie. So it's just like,
yeah. I mean, we'll talk about that when it comes out. That's going to be good. So let everyone know that you have the full recap review on your channel. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we just watched season 12, episode 12 last night of Real Housewives of New York, and I did a recap on my channel. It's only about 7 minutes, so I made it really fast for those of you who couldn't watch it. Yeah, so if you just go check out my channel at Up and Adam, you can watch
Up and Adam. So you're going to be a permanent guest. I'll start bringing you on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So because we got to talk about Beverly Hills. That's going to be insane, okay?
I can sit here and talk some housewives with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to get good. Our conversations are going to get good, because Beverly Hills, out of all the franchise, irks me the most. I don't like Lisa Rinna and how they gang up on people. And Denise might be telling the truth. So we have to dissect it all, lie by lie, sentence by sentence. We have to figure out what's going on, because if they did lie on her, if Brandy did lie or exaggerate, you don't do people like that. Like, Brandy, what is wrong with you? So we have to dissect it. So I'll see you next week, next Wednesday, and then Thursday. So anything else to add about last night that you wanted everyone to know?
No, I thought that was interesting what you just said. I feel like Brandy's kind of letting the motto, let the bridges I burn, light my way right now. So we'll see. I'm excited.
Yeah. All right, Adam, thanks for coming on. If I need any more Housewives questions, I'll call you before Wednesday. Okay.
All right. We'll see you then.
Okay. Bye-bye. Bye.